Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Change of Shift podcast, where nursing meets the internet. The goal of this podcast is to solve problems, review topics, and share actionable information that encompasses the professional and personal lives of healthcare professionals and nurses. If you would, subscribe, download, and listen while we discuss current events, impactful stories, and invaluable lessons from the front lines of healthcare. Welcome to the show. As always, want to thank my repeat customers for coming back and listening to the show, and a hi and fond hello to the newbies. What is up? Today's episode is quick, down, and dirty. We're going to get right to business here. As always, a quick recap of the previous week's episode. And last week's episode, we talked about your first year as a nurse and how hard that first year is as a nurse. I'm not going to divulge too much information other than for those of you who are thinking about being a nurse, currently working to be a nurse in nursing school, and those who are on the front lines in nursing school, this one's for you. So take a look at last week's episode. That would have been episode 22. Holy cow. We're just moving right along, aren't we? Thanks for hanging out with me. All right, so this week's episode, we're going to talk about the new year. It's that time of the year. Oh my God, the resolutioners are back. If you've ever heard me talk about the New Year resolution concept or craziness, I'm not a big fan of it. Nope. Not a big fan. I think if you're going to make a resolution, if you're interested in creating and meeting a goal, that the time of the year, the date on the calendar should not matter. I mean, let's face it. Why in the world would you pick to do something so challenging during such a unusual time of the year? This is the time of the year where your work schedule is completely out of whack, sleep schedule completely out of whack. 90% of us out there work on fitness and or nutrition goals, and this is the time of the year when all of that is challenged beyond belief. So why torture yourself with creating a unbelievable goal that you may or may not even begin until after the holiday? In my mind, I think that the New Year's resolution is more of a marketing ploy, but that's just me. What does this have to do with you and my nursing healthcare crew? Almost absolutely nothing. But everybody out there creates them, works on them, and either succeeds, fails, repeat, creates, succeeds, fails, repeat. Are you getting the concept here? It's a vicious circle. I mean, quite honestly, as professionals, we have goals that we have to meet every day if you want to make it as simplistic as possible. We can sit here and discuss short-term, long-term goals, mindsets, tips and tricks on how to succeed and guarantee success and blah-blah-blah-blah-blah. Not here to do that today because that's been done. If you are one of those people and you have to have a goal, have to have a resolution for the new year, then by all means, do it, baby. But just pick one. Pick one goal. Don't make it shooting for the moon. Don't make it so lofty that it's an almost impossible task. Don't make your goal so unrealistic that the stars have to align, the moon has to be in the sky at the right moment, and so has to do this, and I have to pay this person and see this person. Don't rest your laurels on other people. When you set a goal, make it all about you and nothing else. Don't rely on the newest iPhone app. Don't rely on the newest web tracker. Don't rely on the newest Fitbit-like personal trainer. Goals are always attained or not by you, not by other people. So here's 3 things I want you to take away if you're going to think about your goals. If you really are set on creating a goal and going forward with it, I only want you to think about 3 things. 3 things if you're truly interested in achieving your New Year's resolution. And I will emphasize once again, one simple, straightforward resolution. 3 things. First one, stop calling it a resolution. Time to start calling it a decision. No resolution, just decisions. The word decision makes it actionable, makes it a verb. Maybe it's a mind trick. Maybe it's just a play on grammar. But quit calling it a resolution and call it your decision. You're deciding to do something. Number 2, no more failures, just adjustments. One more time. Quit labeling whatever it is that you didn't accomplish a failure and call it an adjustment. You didn't fail. You just learned how not to do it. You can thank good old Tom Edison for that one. I'll let you look up that quote. And number 3, no more losing, just learning. You're not going to lose. You're just going to learn. Sure, we can talk about running a race, who wins, who loses, the W versus the L. But in real life, when you lose, you actually learn. You learn something about yourself. You learn something about the goal. You learn something about your competition. And when you learn, you actually win. That's it, gang. Just 3 quick, simple, straightforward, easy suggestions. Yeah, we're going to call them suggestions. Easy suggestions that I would use to help you attain whatever goal you're setting. As always, my obligatory thank you for hanging out and listening to the podcast. This has been the Change of Shift podcast, where nursing meets the internet. The goal of this podcast is to solve problems, review topics, and share actionable information that encompasses the lives of healthcare professionals and nurses. I'm so glad that you have taken the time to listen while we discuss current events, impactful stories, and invaluable lessons from the front lines of healthcare. You can find us out on the internet at thechangeofshift.com, and you can subscribe to us on just about every podcatcher in existence. Stop on by thechangeofshift.com, have all kinds of clickable links so that you can subscribe and listen. And if you feel daring or motivated, maybe you'll leave us a rating or a review. That would be pretty awesome. I am your host, Sean Dent. You can find me out on the internet, SeanDent.com. And as always, check your own pulse first.